Hi guys, so for today I thought I'd do a video on my top art book recommendations for the more advanced beginner intermediate level, I guess. In October 2019 of last year, I did an art book collection video, and on that video I showed my top 3 recommendations for the beginner artist. And so just for a recap, I have the books right here. So the books I recommended in that video for beginner artists are number 1, The Keys to Drawing by Robertson. And I also recommended Figure Drawing, Design and Invention by Michael Hampton. And also I recommended any of Andrew Loomis's books actually, and this is the Fun with Pencil, which is what I showed on that video. And as an honorable mention, I also included The Oil Painting Course You've Always Wanted by Kathleen, Lochen, Staiger. And I actually even did a full video on this showing all the exercises that I did. So if you guys are interested in seeing that video, I am gonna put the link down below. So I thought now would be a good time to share my recommendations for the more advanced beginner artists, like I said. And I have the books right here, also my tablet, because one of the books is in a ebook form. So let's get started. Hi guys, so for the books I'm gonna divide it into 2 sections. One will be the drawing section, and then the last one will be the painting color section. So for the drawing, I'm going to start off first with the drawing course book by Charles Bargue. I know this book is used in the first year for ateliers and other art schools, copying the plates, but I think this is actually a book that you can use all throughout your artistic life, from beginning to even mastery, because I think doing master copies is something that's really important in helping improve drawing. And even though this starts off with the bark plates, it does go on with doing in other sections, like the more advanced sections will have you be doing stuff like this. Like there's even a drawing by Angre, and yeah, because I think doing master copies will really help you improve your line quality and all that. And then after that, there's even a figure drawing section, so it'll help you look into the whole body, not just as in different body parts, but as a structure, and just with simple lines what you can achieve. So I think this is something that's really something you can use, like I said, all throughout your artistic journey. All right, and then my next recommendation is so this one is the George Bridgman book. I have it in ebook form because I bought it off Kindle. So this is the essential, I don't know if you guys can see, oh goodness, the essential George Bridgman guide to drawing from life, I believe. So once I think you've gone past doing the basic figure studies and anatomy, doing George Bridgman is really great. I never really got, before when I was just starting out, I saw the book and I was like, oh no, that's too not complicated, but the way he draws is really loose. But it's really great. I find even just doing copies of his sketches, it really helps you define the body, not just as a body part, basically, you know, but it really simplifies everything first into shapes, which I think the Michael Hampton does this really well as well. But I think George Bridgman just really takes it to the next level in terms of really understanding the human anatomy. And then another book recommendation I have for the more advanced beginner is the Figure Drawing Atelier by Juliette Aristides. I'm not gonna go into detail into this book too much because I did a whole video showing the entire book, and I'm gonna link that down below as well. But just a quick flip through. This one is it's almost like the Bargue, that it helps, like it tells you to copy a lot of the master drawings. But what makes it easier here is that, you know, you already have it here on this side of the master drawing, and then you just copy it on the opposite page. And an honorable mention I have for drawing is the Scott Robertson How to Draw. This one, even though the title seems like, oh, you know, it's something beginners can use, I actually think this is more for the advanced beginner, because this is really a technical book, especially if you're into drawing cars and drawing the environment, because it's basically a perspective book. But what's great about this book is that it comes with an app. Let me see if I can show. So the app is called H2DR, and then if you find a page that has, can you see this logo at the bottom of the page? What you do is that you just put your phone on the page, and then look what happens is like there's a video with Scott. Oops, let me see if this works. Showing a video tutorial.
Steps and the process of doing the kinds of sketches that you see on page 165, which is where this tutorial.
Sorry. Oh. Technical difficulty.
Which is where this tutorial is hard linked to.
Can you guys see? I don't know if that's show.
We're done.
But anyways, yeah. So it's really amazing. So he's able to explain the page, like not explain, but really do a demo. And this book, I've actually read the entire book, but in terms of doing the exercises, these are the kind of stuff that you'll be learning. So this ones I haven't really done, but I just basically read it. But the introductory page on perspective, it's really great. Okay, and now we go to painting / color section. So my first recommendation is what I think a lot of artists recommend, but I think it's more for the advanced beginner, is Color and Light by James Gurney. This is such a great book, and it's just so full of information. It's just so overwhelming, because basically he'll like 2 pages he'll have on one topic, like form principle, separation of light and shadow. But basically they can be a chapter each on their own, because there's just so much information. Like I read this a few times already, but even now I still go back to it, and I still learn new stuff from it every time I go through it. And his so there's a section of paint and pigments. The paintings he's done that he's used as an example are just really amazing. Well, this one is so he starts off with the academic tradition first. So he has pictures of classical paintings by Bouguereau, for example. And there's one here too that I really like. But anyways, yeah. So these are the kind of drawings that he uses, paintings, sorry, as an example. Look at that. Like, oh my god, that's just so beautiful. And this is the chapter on window light. This one, I think James Gurney did, yeah. I think most of the book is actually his yes, they are his paintings. It's only in the beginning that when he was talking about the classical tradition that it's the classical paintings, but just so much information and just beautiful pictures, so inspiring as well. Yeah, so like I said, the only complaint is that really this book could be like really 1,000 pages, because I do feel like a lot of most of the chapters, basically most of the pages can be a chapter on their own. So, and the last two books I'm going to talk about are really my all-time favorites when it comes to painting. First one is Harold Speed's Oil Painting Techniques and Materials. This one is a classic. So I think this was originally published in the early 1924. And oh my gosh, like every page is really great. He starts you off with it's mostly like a classical training that he talks about, where you start off with the grisaille and then do the first pass, second pass, stuff like that. But he has exercises on color and tone, and he really talks in details about the values, like how in a flesh tone the halftones are usually cool and the shadow is warm, but for hair it's the opposite, like stuff like that. So the first section, he does have a bit of a diatribe against modern art, but otherwise the whole book, and there's a whole chapter on materials close to the end where he talks about the colors that he recommends, and also he has a section on what other artists uses, like for example P. Wilson Steer. I think he'll have the palette on Steer's arsenal, I guess. Yeah, light red, Chinese vermilion. Yeah, so highly recommend this book if you're into oil painting. And the last book I'm going to talk about is Carlson's Guide to Landscape Painting. This is actually the latest edition in my library, and I regret not getting it years ago. This book is like, basically every page is just full of information. It's really crazy. Like, I think that most of the pages have underlined, so it has such great tips, not just really on painting, but just how to see things when you're out there doing landscape painting. And even though the pictures are in black and white, you can always Google his paintings and see really how beautiful they are. And really, that's my aim, is to even just do like have a little bit of his style, basically. And what's great too, aside from all the information in this book, is that for every page that you see like this, there's a section at the bottom where he just talks about little tips and tricks, I guess. Like for this one, it says, if you consider colors not only as color in an area or proportion, but also consider the weight or value, we will add value variety to an otherwise monovalue thing. Add to this the certain nuance or changes of shade that might be instilled into each color mass, and we have made a dynamic thing out of something that was static. Just like stuff like that. It's oh my gosh. So yes, highly recommend this book. So in love with this book right now, and I pretty much carry it everywhere with me now. Especially if I'm gonna do just even some sketching outside. It's really highly recommend. So that is it, guys. So I hope you guys like the recommendations that I've done, and if you have any questions, as always, please feel free to comment down below. And also, if you have any book recommendations that you like as an artist, more of this level, please let me know, because my collection is by no means extensive, so I'm always on the lookout for books that I want to get. I know there is one by Edgar Payne on composition that I really want to get my hands on. So if you have any books that you would like me to to get my hands on as well, please let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please press the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.